politics enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a gripping topic to discuss: the future of the infamous Wagner Group following the unfortunate demise of its leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin. Strap in, because we're diving deep into the murky waters of Russian paramilitary operations. Gentlemen, let's talk about one of Russia's most secretive and influential paramilitary groups, the Wagner Group. With Prigozhin's sudden death, the future of this shadowy organization hangs in the balance. Will it dissolve into obscurity or emerge stronger than ever? Get ready to uncover the truth. Before we explore the future, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. From a humble hot dog seller to the leader of a powerful private army, Yevgeny Prigozhin's journey is nothing short of remarkable. Leverage this exclusive archival footage to understand how Wagner became the backbone of Russia's war efforts in Ukraine and its widespread influence across the globe.
Speculating the group's future narration. With Prigozhin no longer at the helm, questions arise about who will step up to lead the group and what destiny awaits the mercenaries who once answered to him. Dive into a thought-provoking analysis by Dr. Joanna de Deus Pereira, a senior research fellow at the Royal United Services Institute. She shares insights on the potential revamping of the group and how Wagner's operations could continue under a new name. Fragmentation and evolution narration. Experts like Emily Ferris, from the Royal United Services Institute, believe that Wagner is likely to splinter into two factions. The first, disbanding the leaderless groupings in Belarus, and the second, transforming into something new to serve Russian foreign policy. Discover the implications of this fragmentation and the potential impact on Russia's hybrid warfare strategies. Lessons from Prigozhin narration. What was Yevgeny Prigozhin's true legacy? Journalist Benoit Bringer sheds light on Wagner's significance, demonstrating how this private army operated outside the boundaries of international law, serving the Kremlin's interests at home and abroad. While the name Wagner may fade away, the influence and methods created by Prigozhin are here to stay. The future of the Wagner Group is uncertain following the death of its founder, Yevgeny Prigozhin. With Prigozhin's death, the group has essentially been dismantled, as its role in Russia's military operations in Ukraine was already heavily reduced. Reports indicate that many Wagner fighters are leaving their bases in Belarus, some dissatisfied with low pay and others relocating to West Africa. It remains unclear if Wagner can continue to operate in Africa without Prigozhin's connections and influence. Which played a crucial role in their previous operations. Without his personal relationships with warlords and corrupt politicians, the group may struggle to maintain its previous level of influence and power. Now that Prigozhin is no longer in the picture, the Kremlin will need to decide what to do next with the group, whether to legalize it and make it part of the Russian armed forces, or let it continue on in some other form. The Russian Ministry of Defense tried to swallow the Wagner Group earlier this summer, announcing in early June that volunteer units and private military groups would be required to sign a contract with the ministry. Aliyev said the Kremlin was trying to reduce Prigozhin's sway as he became bolder and more difficult to control. Prigozhin refused to obey the order and continued to criticize the military leadership. This culminated in late June, when Prigozhin ordered his troops to take over a Russian military base in Rostov-on-Don and began a march on Moscow before pulling back. The fact that he was so brazen, taking on this mutiny, that is a sign that, to some extent, he was delusional, Lindstate added. While Putin has called Wagner's actions treason, he has floated around the idea of the group being incorporated into Russia's military. In the wake of the uprising, Putin told the Russian business daily newspaper Kommersant that he had offered Wagner commanders the option to continue to fight for Russia. A view shows smoke rising above a plane on fire following an alleged air accident at a location given as the region, Russia. In this still image from video published August 23, 2023. Yevgeny Prigozhin, chief of Russian private mercenary group Wagner, was reportedly listed as a passenger on a private jet which crashed north of Moscow on August 23, 2023. Ostorozno Novosti / handout via Reuters attention editors. This image was provided by a third party. No resales. No archives. Mandatory credit. Watermark from source. Explosion likely brought down aircraft purportedly carrying Wagner boss. Flight data and video analysis suggest. Now, with the troublesome warlord gone, Putin is likely to want to keep Wagner outside the formal structures, Aliyev said. I would expect that Kremlin will try to keep it as this kind of non-registered, officially non-existent private military company in order to use it in these different enterprises overseas. It can put someone more loyal in charge, someone closer to Kremlin, but it obviously will not be the same type of group because a lot of things in Wagner were absolutely fixated on Prigozhin, he said. The UK Ministry of Defense said in its intelligence update on Friday that Prigozhin's demise would, almost certainly, have a deeply destabilizing effect on the Wagner Group. His personal attributes of hyperactivity, exceptional audacity, a drive for results and extreme brutality permeated Wagner and are unlikely to be matched by any successor. Lindstate said it was unlikely Russia will be able to gain full control over the group. What I see as more likely is splintering. And Russia won't have full control over this, and I think you're gonna see quite a bit of chaos, and that's very dangerous because these types of groups, once they splinter, they get more bold and they pose a huge threat to regional security, she said.